So at this point, the first 4 steps are still the same. We have our assets downloaded, we have our image and our video downloaded, we have our project settings, our packages all set up, and we are good to go. We're going to go ahead and go to File. We're going to click on New Scene. We're going to use the built-in experience, click Create, and that's going to give us a new untitled scene. So we click on File, go to Save As, and we're going to save this to our Scenes folder, and we're going to call this AR Video. The next thing we want to do is get rid of the main camera, so we're going to delete this. And we're going to add what we need to bring the AR experience to life. So let's right click, let's go down to XR. We're going to add an AR session. That's all set. Make sure the transform is all zeros. If you see any other numbers here, just click the 3 dots and you can hit reset properties or reset, and that'll clear that for you on the top, excuse me. Next, we're going to add AR session origin. That's all set. Again, make sure that your position is properly set. Click on the 3 dots, hit reset. Perfect. Let's go down and check our camera. That all looks good. Before we continue, I went ahead and changed my user experience from dark to light. I want to see if you guys can see better, if you get a better experience. The way I did this on a Mac, I clicked on Unity, I went to Settings, and when you're in Settings, you'll see General, and Editor Theme is right here. And here you can change it from light to dark. All right, I'm going to close this out. Let's move on. Our next step is we're going to click on the AR Session Origin. We're going to go to Add Components, and we're going to click AR, type an image, and you'll see AR Tracked Image Manager. Click on that, and this will be the tool we'll use to make the experience come to life. The first thing our AR Tracked Image Manager needs is a serialized library. So to do that, we're going to go down to our Images folder, and here I called mine AR Images. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to right click, go to Create. I'm going to go down to XR and Reference Image Library. I'm going to leave that there. And when I click on this, you'll see on the inspector that there's an Add Image button. So click on Add Image. And here I have a demo, my image in place. You'll take your image and just drag it on top of this. Done. Click on Specify Size. And here I'm going to put 0.15. I'm going to hit Tab, leave the way it is. I'm going to click the checkbox that says Keep Texture at Runtime. Click that. Now, if you have more than one image, that's not a problem. I'm going to show you how we can add both to our experience. Now I'm going to add another image. So I'll click on Add Image, and I have my QR code that we made earlier. I'm going to drag that in here. Again, specify size. I'm going to put 0.15. I'm going to leave the Y as it is. I'm going to click on Keep Texture. So now let's go to File and save our scene. And let's move on. So now our next step is creating the video experience. So what we're going to do is go over to the hierarchy. We're going to right click. We're going to create a 3D object, do a quad. We're going to rescale this, and our position is 0, 0, 0, rotation 90, 0, 0, and scale 0.15, 0.151. The next thing we need to do is add our video player to the quad. So go down, click on Add Component, type in Video. There's the video player, hit Enter. And all we're going to do is make sure the Play on Awake is checked, check all 4 boxes. The loop is checked, and we're set. We're going to click on Video Clip, or we can go down to AR Videos or Videos folder, whatever you called your folder. I'm going to click on that, and I'll just drag it on top of the video clip here. And that's it. We've got our clip here. We have it all ready to go. So now to test your experience, we're going to click on our quad here. You're going to hover over the scene and press the F key on your keyboard. That'll zoom in where you can see a close-up. Now you'll click on the play button, and you'll see the game is black. That's fine. Go back to the scene tab up here, and you'll see your video playing. And that's how you know it's working. Now we're going to stop playing it and move on to the next step. So now we know our video experience is working. Let's add some 3D effects around it just to show that you can have a video and 3D assets in the same scene. So what we're going to do next is we're going to right click, click on 3D object, cube, sphere, pick whatever you want. I'll pick a cube. And just like the quad, where our position was all zeros, our rotation is 90 with a 0, 0. Our scale is 0 0.15, 0 0.15, and a 1. We're going to click on the cube, positions all zeros, rotation. We could put a 90, doesn't matter, it's a cube. The scale, we're going to put that at 0 0.15, 0 0.15, and this time make the Z also 0 0.15. Now you can see he's right on top of the quad. So let's just grab the cube and slide him over to the side. All right, and we can just right click and we can copy this. The blank space here, we can right click and paste it. Now we have two cubes. This cube is now on top of the other one, so grab it and pull it to the other side of the video. And now you have two cubes. So now we have our experience, we have everything we're going to show to the user. Let's put this all into one piece so we can add it to our AR session object. So what we're going to do is right click, we're going to create an empty, and you'll get an game object. All right, now over here in the inspector where the name is, I'm going to click the name and I'm going to type in prefab with a dash game object. Do you have to do this? No, I'm doing this just to show you what things are as we move along through this piece. So now we're going to grab the quad, the cube, and the second cube. We're going to drag them one by one. So grab the quad, drag it right on top of the prefab. Let go, and now you can see it's under it. Grab the cube right on top of the prefab, and the second cube right on top. And you can move this around in the list by dragging the line. This would come into play if you had more than one things in your scene and you're trying to position them. That's how you would go about doing it. So for our prefab, we have our quad with a scale of 0 0.15 and a 1. That's fine. We have our cube with a 0 0.15, 0 0.15, 0 0.15. Our other cube, the same. The scales are 0 0.15 in all three boxes. And the prefab itself is all zeros for position, all zeros for rotation, and the scale is a 1, 1, 1. Now let's click on File and save our scene. Great, so now we have our prefab completed. We have our cubes and our videos all set. We're going to go down to our assets and you'll have your images folder, your videos folder, and if you don't have it already, make a prefabs folder. So you can right click and you can hit create and make a new folder. Call it prefabs, AR prefabs, whatever you like. I'm going to click on that folder and drag this prefab down into here. And there we go. Now we've made our prefab. And what does this mean? I can come up here, I can right click and delete the prefab. Now it's gone from the scene. I can drag this here once. I can drag it here twice. And I can move it around. You'll see you have two of the same component or same object. You made your own custom object, which requires a video and two cubes. You can click it and you can right click and delete it. And you'll see you're not breaking your scene because the prefab is here waiting for you. Let's move on to the next step. So now our last step is to bring everything together. So we're going to click on our AR session origin. And under the AR tracked image manager, you'll see there's no library and there's no prefab. So we have our prefabs folder. Drag your prefab on top of this. Now it's in the list. You can also click the arrow here and find it by typing in prefab dash, and you'll find the object you made. Click on images folder or AR images. Here is our reference that we found. So I'm sorry, go back to AR session origin. So now we're going to drag this over into the serialized library and we're done. Our next step would be to go to File and click on Build Settings. Here we don't have our scene, but if you built other things, you will see your scenes listed. So make sure you click Add Open Scene and the name should match. So AR Video, AR Video. And if you have multiple, just check and uncheck the one you plan to build. So in this case, we're only doing one-offs. So I'm only going to build this one scene. If I had 5 in the list, I would uncheck all of them and only check the scene that's in front of me. And from there, you click on Build. So now we have everything in place. We completed steps 101 through 104. This is kind of a 205 very equivalent to 105, just another way of doing the experience. Now you can move on to 106, and that'll take you through delivering and building and pushing the experience to your device. Thanks for watching.